My name is Drew Jackson. I'm from People's Law School in Vancouver, Canada. In addition to extending the Canadian content, I'm here today to talk about a question that my co-presenter, Chris McGrath, and I, and those at our organization, People's Law School, think is one of the most important questions we all grapple with, which is, are we making a difference? And we are going to show how we tackle this problem and how we use a real-time dashboard to enable our entire team to see data on how we are making a difference in our work. We have, through tools like Google Analytics and others, so much data at our fingertips. We can see how many people are coming to our sites, how they find us, where they come from, what they look at, demographic data, a bit of it anyways, devices, and so on. It's all great, but these tools don't really help us, but what we suggest is what we all really want to know, which is, are we making a difference in people's lives? And if I can ask a question, there's a poll out there for those of you on Whova, but I'll invite you to share with a show of hands. How many of you here today would like to have better data at your organization on the question, are we making a difference? Show of hands, yes. So I see a lot of hands, and certainly at People's Law School, where we focus on delivering public legal education to the people in our province, we thought we would like to have better data on this question. And so we started tackling this problem. Oh, by the way, shout out to our executive director in the audience, Patricia Byrne. We started tackling this problem 5 years ago, doing what many folks involved in providing public legal education, whether at a dedicated sole purpose agency like ours or a legal aid provider or others, do a bit of, which is we started asking the question, was this helpful? And we've continued to iterate and build on that over the last 5 years. So let's say someone has lost a loved one and they're trying to figure out what to do in the wake of this devastating loss. They come onto our website, find information on the steps to deal with an estate, and they're presented with a single question. In that case, it was, did this help increase your understanding? They go to another page, and they're invited to answer a different question, or a randomly selected question from one of 5 that we asked. This one, a bigger question, did this help resolve or avoid an issue? So what we do is we ask one of 5 questions when people come to our 2 principal websites, peopleslawschool.ca, our main site on everyday legal problems, or diallaw.ca, where we provide starting point information on an even wider range of problems for British Columbians. And you can see them here on the screen. We ask, was this helpful? Did this information increase your understanding? Did it help you identify what to do next? Will it help you resolve or avoid an issue? And then what's called the Net Promoter Score question, how likely are you to recommend People's Law School to a friend or relative? And then we invite open-ended feedback. And here is a glimpse of one page from our data dashboard that our entire team has access to, and the data is coming through real time. And so we've got a quadrant here called happiness, where we feature results aggregated for each of our main channels on these key questions that we're asking. A Net Promoter Score, which is emerging really as the most commonly used way to, with a single question, tap into whether people are happy with what you're doing. That question of, would you recommend to a friend or colleague? We're scoring 82 for our webinars, which 70 is considered world-class. So we're feeling pretty good about that. We're at 70 organization-wide. The question we introduced most recently in the last year is, will this help resolve or avoid an issue? It's really the holy grail question of our purpose, our mission. And we were nervous putting this up. What if people say, not really? 2 out of 3 people are saying yes, organization-wide across all that we're doing. I'm going to turn the mic over to Chris, who's going to talk about how we built this solution.
I'm Chris McGrath, the founder of TangoWorks Software. We're the web developer for People's Law School. This is our little team. So how did we build the solution? This is a tech talk, right? We wrote custom code from scratch for 3 reasons rather than taking something off the shelf. To reduce page weight, to support partial responses, and to support Looker Studio, formerly known as Google Data Studio. So first, reducing page weight. Performance is critical to us. This is our performance numbers from Google Page Speed Insights. The faster your website is, the more traffic Google sends it, and our website is very fast. So we needed to make sure that adding a survey didn't increase page bloat. By writing it from scratch, our survey takes just 3 kilobytes. In our tests with JotForm, it was 50 times that size. With Survey Sparrow, 1,000 times larger. If we had used one of those solutions, our pages would be bloated and Google would penalize us. And the reason custom code is so much smaller is because you only have to support your tiny little use case, whereas off-the-shelf products have to support everybody's unique use cases. Next, we needed to support partial responses. We didn't want anybody to have to get to the end of the survey because we know that most people don't get there, right? Watch the highlighted row in our data there. Now, as the person scrolls down and then clicks the survey, notice it instantly populates. As soon as they click 5, boom, whether or not they continue on to the next question and then answer the open-ended question and press submit. So that's critical to get as much data as possible. And finally, we wanted a solution that would support Google Sheets. You can see there the data is writing straight to Google Sheets because Google Sheets is the most flexible and easiest data source to integrate in Looker Studio, aka Google Data Studio. So here's our real-time data dashboard, one of the pages out of it divided into adoption. So in the last quarter, had 137,000 users, up nicely. We're hanging steady at about 1.5 minutes average engage time. Retention is up. We have 4% returning users, and happiness data looks great. 80% of people said it was helpful. 60% said it would help them avoid or resolve an issue, this website in particular, in the last quarter. And how do we build it specifically? If you're interested in the actual technical stack, it's a simple React app built in on the Next.js framework, embedded in an iframe so we can use it in multiple sites and served statically from a global CDN. Back to Drew.
And we'll wrap up with one more thought on results that we've achieved. It's been 8 months since we've had all those questions available on our site. As I mentioned, 5 years we've been collecting data on helpfulness. And we were really intrigued to see last year, 2021, Statistics Canada, which is the government statistics agency in our country, did a survey, a national survey of Canadians on legal problems. And one of the questions asked was, how helpful, where did you turn for help? And how helpful was this? And so zeroing in on the 3 most helpful options that people reported on, contacting a legal professional performed the best, 77%. But then obtaining advice from friends and family did pretty well, and so did searching the internet. And now, methodology is totally different, admittedly, but our own surveying of our users, we're averaging organization-wide, 81% of our users are saying that we're helpful. And so to wrap up, we mentioned supercharging your team. The idea of a team being able to see real-time feedback like that on how they're helping can develop a greater sense of connectedness and shared purpose, which is, research shows, a key driver of employee engagement. So we're going to finish with an ask. We've shared how we're measuring whether we're helpful. We'd love to hear from others and invite you to contact us. Our contact info is on the screen on how you're measuring whether how you're making a difference and ideally over time, perhaps working towards benchmarking across different agencies, which would, I think, allow all of us to elevate our work. Thank you.